Hello, it's Doug McGuff with Ultimate Exercise, Body by Science, and drmcguff.com. Tonight, I just got through watching a video of Drew Bay working out on his HIT membership page on his private forum. And when I watched it, I came to realize that one of the things that's peculiar about HIT is if you're watching someone do it with really good intensity and doing it really well, it should be as boring as watching paint dry. And let me elaborate on why that is. When we're working out, we are deliberately trying to create a stimulus. And we do that by invoking a behavior which exposes the targeted musculature to a continuous uninterrupted load, so that we sequentially recruit all the motor units, all the different types of muscle fibers within a muscle in a sequential nature in order to produce the deepest level of fatigue possible within a reasonable amount of time. And to do that, what you want to make certain of is that you channel 100% of your effort and energy into producing that muscular loading. The problem is we are inputting energy into an open system, and it is very uncomfortable to generate that kind of muscular loading and fatigue. And as such, it is very easy to externalize the effort that we're putting into that. But the problem is anything that's externalized outside the system is not being directed towards loading the musculature and creating that fatigue. So when you see people screaming, grimacing, yelling, thrashing about, pitching their head back and forth, all of those things demonstrate how hard that they are working or the discomfort that they're feeling, but that effort is being externalized into the outside world, and it is not being funneled towards the directed goal of creating the stimulus. In addition to that, all that excess work that is being externalized is something that you have to recover from. But because it's been externalized, it's not actually producing stimulus. So you're having to recover from something which is not productive at all. So what happens is when someone is really training properly, they're going to be sitting very still, they'll maintain a neutral head position, there's no facial grimacing, there's no grunting, groaning, screaming, thrashing, none of it. It's very, very boring to watch. The corollary to this is that if that is what good training is, good instruction from a trainer involves very little talking. What I see on the internet from high-intensity trainers is lots of verbiage, lots of talking, lots of goading, lots of encouragement, lots of come on, get another, that kind of thing. Just tons and tons of talking. That is not practical when you're instructing clients in a professional setting, because by the end of the day, you are going to be totally spent. But for someone that is becoming a better and better trainee, all of your verbiage is going to do nothing more than a distraction. I know by watching Drew Bay's training on his website that if I was instructing him throughout the entire workout, I probably would not have to say a single word. All I would have to do is stand there, watch, and record what he did. So if you're doing well in training your clients on how to best produce an exercise stimulus, over time you will get to where you have to say very little to them. As a matter of fact, even when you're in the early to mid stages of training a client, you should be talking very little. For instance, when I'm training a client, I work out ahead of time certain gestures and certain key words that clue them in as to what to do. And I offer these up in anticipation of knowing what they're going through. So if I want them to slow down their movement, I just hold my hand up like that. If I feel during the lowering phase that they're sandbagging and going too slow, I'll twirl my finger like that, meaning speed it up. If I want them to change directions at a turnaround, we simply use the word there. So anticipatory guidance may involve a little bit more verbiage, but it will be very short phrases that they know what it means. Barely touch, barely start. Take 3 seconds to move the first inch. Slow turnaround. Circle back. Little phrases like that should be all that you say through the course of a workout. This encouragement, get one more, come on, you got it, you got it, you got it. That kind of thing is just a bunch of verbal diarrhea, and it distracts the client from producing the kind of focus that's going to allow him to generate the best effort and deepest inroad. So it doesn't make for great YouTube video content, but I'm here to tell you the very best training looks very unimpressive on tape. It looks very, very boring because 100% of the work and 100% of the effort is internalized into producing the stimulus, and it's not externalized visibly for the rest of the world to see. So in your next workout, and I gotta say, I'm not particularly good at this. It's something I'm still working on, but that's the goal, to make certain that all the effort that you're putting in is being channeled internally, directed towards the goal of continuously loading the musculature and producing the deepest level of fatigue. And when you do that, anyone instructing you is not going to have to say very much at all. So just some food for thought for you guys. Until the next time, this is Doug McGuff for Ultimate Exercise, Body by Science, and drmcguff.com. We'll see you again.